And that is the Passion Band featuring Chris Tomlin. How great is our God? That's an amazing rendition of how great is our God, and isn't He? Indeed, He is great. I mean, He made us. You know, He made the world. He made everything that we see. First and foremost, we want to thank you guys. Thank you, our listeners, our faithful and loyal listeners, for giving us a little bit of some patience. You know, sometimes it's hard to find this location, so our guests, you know, kind of have to maneuver, you know, through, you know, the streets of Port Elizabeth, Govan Becky and the like to find us. So we are based at 33 Chapel Street, and yeah, thank you for your patience in studio. And for those who are live on Facebook, they are my witnesses that we do have, she finally arrived. Amen, praise God. So we have none other than herself, Zimkita Sherley Sodladla. Wow. Welcome to the studio, Mama.
Thank you, John.
Cool. So before we even progress, you know, we have to give honor to whom honor is due.
Yes.
So I will introduce Zimkita herself, just reading her bio. So Zimkita Sherley Sodladla is a wife, a mother, and a self-employed businesswoman. Okay. She is an owner and a director to a catering company called, you should correct me, Ingqibelelo.
Ingqibelelo.
Whoa, wow. Okay. Ingqibelelo. My bad. Ingqibelelo Trading. A partner to an events company called Event Excellence, and together runs marriage empowerment programs with her husband, who is a pastor. She is the brains behind the new business venture called Zim's Kitchen, which aims to sell home-cooked meals to the public. Wow, what a profile. That is amazing. I mean, that is great, you know. Well, we promise our listeners, this is one thing we do promise, we bring great people, we bring amazing stories, not from extraordinary people, but ordinary people who choose, one, to walk with God, and also who choose the difficult path, you know, and I believe you didn't have it easy. So let's start from the very beginning.
Yes.
I can see you have about three things that you are doing so far, like in terms from the business perspective.
Yes.
All right, take us to the very beginning. All right, where it all started. Yes, we want to hear the stories, because you know what, the reason why I'm saying this is, on social media and everywhere, people only put the glory and the glam and the limelight, you know, and the money and the bank and all that, and so it's hard to replicate it if people don't know the story that
That's
where you
true.
actually started from. So it will be a great honor and a privilege to hear the story.
Okay, John. Greetings to all the listeners of Agape Radio. The first story is my first company was Ingqibelelo. I was still in Alora North. I was a young pastor's wife. I was working, and it really wasn't working well with ministry, because there are demands on the ministry side, and the work, you have to be at work at a time, you have to be there. And then my pastor, our senior pastor, Pastor Kosa, they sat down with us and advised us it would be better to go on a business venture, because at least you are able to manage your own time. So I stopped, I resigned by faith.
Sure.
And we had one child then. So we registered the company, and 6 months went by and nothing was happening.
Sure.
And I even got an offer, a very good offer, by another lady at church that was working for Department of Transport. Said, I will help you, I will be there. It it was a short deal that I would get the job. But I thought, you know what, I took time, I prayed about this, we discussed it with my husband, let me stick with this business thing. But really after that, we saw the hand of the Lord, and the business took off slowly but surely, and we continued. Yes. Primarily, we were working more with the government departments.
All right.
You know, and God opened amazing doors. We made monies that we've never made in our lives. So God really provided for us through that business. So, yeah, that was the beginning.
So I want to double click and to zoom in on that decision.
Okay.
All right. You know, because your life, basically anyone's life, is a sum of their decisions, if you can put it that way. That's one aspect or one perspective to look at life. Every decision takes you, you know, either further away from your destiny or closer to your destiny. So that decision, if you can bring our listeners into your shoes, to feel what you felt, and to the thoughts that were going on, because you were a mother then, right?
Yes.
Of one, and a wife. And what were some of the things that were going on in your mind? Okay, because you're living security in terms of, you know, finances and stuff. You're living a stable income to an unknown future.
Yes.
You know, where you're not sure this thing is even gonna make it.
Okay.
So how were you feeling, and what were you processing? What was going on in your mind?
I won't lie and said that I didn't get scared, or there were times where I thought, I wonder if I really took the best decision, especially during those first 6 months, when everything was quiet. But as the road opened doors, our faith, God lifted up.
Amen.
The more doors opened, the more I was sure about this thing that we're in. And me and my husband, we always work together in ministry and in business. So we were there for each other, to support each other.
Amazing.
So it was not an easy journey, but it was worth it.
Amen. Amen indeed. Okay, so is Ingqibelelo Trading.
Yes.
What do you do in Ingqibelelo?
In Ingqibelelo, we do a number of things.
All right.
You know, whatever the departments require, but primarily we were more on the catering business.
All
yes,
right.
yes.
All right.
I love cooking. I grew up loving cooking. And it was something that I was, you know, as a pastor's wife, you always host people,
Yes.
you always cook. So I thought, man, this is my life, I do this all the time, why not turn it into business? And the seed that I planted on the ministry, God rewarded me on the business side. So primarily it was, it's more about catering. But even though there are other things that we do with the government departments.
Okay, so mostly you're catering for government departments.
Yes.
All right. What does Ingqibelelo mean? Since, pardon me, I'm not really Xhosa.
Is a Xhosa word that means excellence.
Excellent. Wow. Incredible. Well, wow. I should see some of those meals. I'm sure, like, they're tops. All righty. And we go on. When did you establish the Ingqibelelo?
We got married 2004. 2007, Gift was born. I think between 2007 2008.
Okay, somewhere between there.
Yes,
all right.
Yes.
Okay, and after that, how long did you wait to start the second venture or business?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was continuing with it. I was the only one. No, I didn't have partners. And then I think after 10 years, we were in Arrow North for ministry. The ministry brought us to PEE. So we opened a new branch
All right.
here in PE. I continued with it, but things were not easy. You know, things were already flowing in Arua North. I was trusted. The departments knew me, but now I was a new person. I had to keep on knocking, but it was not easy. And then I thought, because I love this business, let me kind of upgrade it and go into events and be broad. But now I couldn't do it by myself, so I partnered with my husband and another lady, Mrs. Makeza.
All right.
So there are 3 of us.
Okay.
So we bought a lot of, what do you call it? The things that we work with. Yes. So we also hire out things for people that are going to have events. If you need your stalls, everything that involves, yes. So that one mainly, though we still continue with the government departments, but we do more weddings and private funerals, anything private.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Cool. So you are a wife.
Yes.
Okay. And we have a question from one of our listeners.
Okay.
This was actually before.
All right.
It says, can you tell me the importance or role of marriage to your husband that has contributed to your achievements? How has marriage been important in everything that you have done in your business and things like that? Yeah.
I think the main thing is to prioritize properly. When you are clear about your priorities, the Lord will help you. You know, and as I have said earlier, that in everything that we have done, we've always been together. We do everything as one. In ministry, I partner with him full time. In business, even though he's called by my name, but we are there together. My husband will stop being a pastor, will help me carry those clothes and those, everything. So it's more nicer and easier when there's togetherness. You do things in one accord. So I don't have a life of my own as a business person. I make my own decisions. Everything that we do together.
Wow.
So it's easier.
Wow.
Even when you get back at home, he knows about everything that is going on.
So
the decisions you take them
okay.
together.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yes.
Because there's strength in unity.
Yes.
And in fact, it's not just like an addition.
Yes.
It's a multiplication.
Yes.
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 Wow, that's incredible. And how has been, you're doing so many things. There's Ingqibelelo Trading. You are a partner to an events company called Event Excellence.
Yes.
And now we've got Zim's Kitchen.
Yes.
So, and there's a couple of things here. You're a wife,
Yes.
you're a mother,
Yes.
and a businesswoman. Please tell me, let us understand that how you operate like normal people with 24 hours. Maybe you have more than 24 hours in a day. How do you juggle all of these things and decision here? Maybe there's a strain here. There's finances need to be done here. There's kids that need, have needs. There's a husband that also has needs, and has a lot of things to be taken care of in the house. How do you do this? You must be a superwoman.
Not really. As I've said, prioritizing is the main thing. If your priorities are in order, you can do everything. And as I've said that, because I have his help, I have his support. So even though the demands are a lot, but you have somebody to help you. And I think for me, even though business is demanding, but at least there's that flexibility. I'm able to be there for my children,
Okay.
I'm able to be there. We work together.
Mm,
You
mm,
know,
mm.
he will take the kids to school. I'll go and fetch them. Yeah, I think I've been doing this for 17 years, so I work around it.
You found a way.
I found a way of
balancing everything.
Yes, yes.
Cool. Well, we know that business can bring frustration.
That's true.
It really can, especially when things are tough, COVID times and stuff like that. There's stress. There's employees. Probably some need to be laid off or whatever, and stuff like that. How do you manage to keep that strain away from, let's say, your marriage relationship? Is it like, because I know for sure it's not business talk all the time, you can't go and say, honey, or darling, what, we've got, balance, you've got this, you've got that, it's not always business talk, and I'm sure that, how do you separate yourself from the business, when it's necessary, when you have to be a mother, how do you separate that, and stuff like that? Yeah.
Okay. Oh, John.
Difficult questions. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I think when you do everything together, it becomes easier when business is not only your thing. You see?
Yeah.
When you are not involved alone, but you work together, it becomes much easier. But the issue of the financial strain, and especially during the COVID-19, it really destabilized a lot of businesses, So you had to be sharp and think of the next thing that you can do that will work. You can't just keep on saying, you have to come up with a new plan. Hence, I had to come up with this new one, this new venture. Yes.
Good. We're gonna go into Zim's kitchen in a bit, but before we go there, everything really many times is inspired. There's something. Okay, many people get into business because they want to become their own boss.
Okay.
All right, they don't want to be under anyone. And they don't want to be limited by a salary. They want to make the 6 digits, whatever digits. What inspired you, to go into business, if I should ask it that way?
Okay. More than making money, it was the issue of managing my own time, and really, I cannot not mention money because it's easier to make more when you're in business than when you're at work.
It's true.
And when you are working, it takes a lot of your time. There are people that are busy with their careers and also doing business on the side. But when you give it your all, it's better. It's better when you're focused on one thing. Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Cool. So, well, I've been running business for quite a bit as well.
Okay.
And one of the experiences that, leave alone money, I believe your businesses have employees and staff, and people are people all around. And sometimes you have to deal with people issues, disappointments, someone just not pitching, someone not communicating. How do you deal with some sort of disappointment here and there, leave alone the financial issues, especially on the people issues? How do you manage, to go about it? How do you solve people issues in your business?
It's not easy, John, especially being a Christian and a pastor's wife.
Yeah.
People expect you not to be under pressure, not to shout, and you must just be sweet. But I think the best thing is to prepare your people. speak, especially because we do events, you see. We cater, we decorate and all those. So I always have meetings with them before each event. I don't have a stable staff. So I get people when we get a gig or a wedding or whatever. So the best thing I do for myself is to sit them down and we detail everything. We work together, we plan together. You see, so that when I have to shout, they understand that it's something that we discuss together when they are not bitching
all right.
So the best thing is to involve them in the whole thing. Don't try to be the boss because you depend on these people. You can't do everything. So it's much nicer when they know your vision, you know what you want to achieve in whatever that you are doing. So I think the best thing that you can do for yourself is to involve your people, sit down with them, explain everything, let them see your vision clearly.
It's true.
So that when you push them, they all have the picture of what you want to achieve.
Wow, that's incredible. So you've touched on, I think, 3 or 4 important things. You said involve them.
Yes.
1, they shouldn't feel like they are just servants
Not
to
at
do
all.
tasks.
Not at all.
And
Not
they
at
feel
all.
part of it.
Yes.
Okay. And then secondly is you explain the vision. You tell them the vision.
Yes.
All right. And so that they understand where you're going.
Yes.
All right. And then 3, you said communicate.
Yes.
You communicate effectively.
Yes.
So
Yes.
all those things are like avoid issues and conflicts. So listen of Agape FM or viewer, you've heard it for yourself. These are 3 key things when you're running your own business and you have people working for you or with you. You need to do these 3 things: involve them, explain your vision, and communicate thoroughly.
Yes.
Over and over. I say this to my people: I over communicate than to under communicate. You
Definitely.
over communicate.
Definitely.
Cool. So let us come to Zim's kitchen.
Oh yeah.
This is your new baby.
Yes.
Wow. So explain to us where this comes from. And before you do, I think about 10 days ago, I was on the internet and I was watching an incredible video on some of these latest new things that are coming. And they were talking about the 4th industrial revolution, which is the technology and the computers and everything. And the guy said that he has to warn people, some of the businesses, some of the things that are not going to be in business in the next 10, 15 years.
Okay.
And one of them, which actually stirred my interest on Zim's kitchen, was in the next, and this is someone who's very, is a specialist, and is very respected. He said, in probably the next 10 or 15 years, we won't have restaurants. Yeah. We will have everybody like Uber and like probably what you're doing here. Everybody will have their own, you can actually call in your own chef, to come. You order everything. You say, I want sushi today, or you want calamari and something, whatever. And they come, they buy the ingredients and everything. They come and cook in your own house.
Wow.
You don't have to go eat in a restaurant.
Wow.
The restaurants come to your house.
Wow.
So when I saw, this thing that you actually are doing, I was like, this is incredible. I think this is a step in that direction. I can see that.
Yes.
Please explain to our listeners and our viewers, what is Zim's Kitchen and what do you do there?
Zim's Kitchen is focusing on home-cooked meals because we have a lot of young people that are busy. Some are not even married. And people are not eating healthy. And people would love to eat healthy. So we want to fit it into that gap so that at least even if you don't want to cook, even if you're a bachelor, you will have a proper home cooked meal every day. We are there to cover that.
You know why I'm laughing? I listen a lot to Vusi Tembekwayo. Believe all business people should know Vusi.
Okay.
And he said to really outdo your competitor, you need to do three main things. Do something fast, must be better, and must be cheaper.
Okay.
If you do all these three things, you'll actually outdo your competition.
Wow.
If you can do one of, or two of, and he said, God bless your your competitor if you can do all three. And I'm laughing because I'm a bachelor myself,
Okay.
and I know how tough it is. Like I knock off at 6 or 7, I go home, I don't have time to get into the kitchen. And yes, you have the money and stuff, and you can't be ordering KFC and Nando's and all these things. So there is a need. There really is a need. I'm talking from experience, and I'm sure I'm not speaking for myself alone. I'm speaking for so many other men or even women.
Yes.
It's not just men. It's also
Yes.
women who sometimes but you need the home cooked meal, warm, nice, pap or rice and something or whatever. So what are some of the offers that you have for Zim's Kitchen? What are some of the things that you've put together? I see like a little bit of some menu or something. What are some of the incredible things that our listeners can expect?
For Mondays, it's rice, 3 veggies, and your beef. On Tuesdays, I think it's rice again, 2 salads, and chicken. Yes. And Wednesday, what are we having Wednesday? I think it's dumpling and beef. So even if you eat at Zim's Kitchen the whole week, you will have a different meal each day. You see, there's variety for each day. Yes. And Thursday it's Sam and beef and your veggies. And then Friday,
fish chips
and salad. And the other days we might even do fried meat and fish and salad.
Wow.
Yes.
What is this that I'm seeing? 45 rand. Please explain. Is it like a meal or how does it work? Because on the
45
poster,
rands a
yes,
meal
yes,
for a person.
Per meal. So per meal per person.
Yes, one meal is enough for one person.
Wow.
Yes.
You heard it, guys. 45 bucks.
Yes.
Well, this is incredible. And how do you do this? How are you planning to do this? You cook and you deliver, or and what times do you do this?
Okay. I'm targeting lunch. But it doesn't mean if somebody wants
Supper.
dinner,
Yes,
supper, But the plan is, hence I'm saying that everyone must put an order before 10.
Okay, all right.
See, so that we cook per order. For those around Warmer, City Center in town, and Summer Strand, from 4 plates we deliver. But if it's less than that, you will have to go and get it.
Okay, from 4 plates onwards.
Yes.
Okay, you deliver. No extra charges
No.
for. Okay, it must just be like 4 plates and above.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So, I just want to ask if someone has a weird, diet, kind of thing. They say, "Oh, I'm vegan," or whatever. People are weird. So, how do you cater for these kind of people? Have you come up with something, or is there something that you're gonna okay, we'll think about it, we'll plan, and we can talk and we can agree?
I think it will be easier since people are making orders by themselves.
Okay.
So if they have special needs, they can just communicate that, and we'll see if we can make a plan.
All right. How do they make orders? How do people make orders? Do they send a WhatsApp? Is there
It's a phone number.
the phone call?
It's a phone call.
All right. Okay. So I'm sure there should be some app coming in the near Yes. Oh, where they can actually just like go tap and say okay, and then this send, and everything comes.
Yes.
All right. And so far, how are we seeing this thing? Say, if I order for today dinner, let's say at around 6 p.m. today, I want to have my meal at 6 p.m. Just giving an example. So I have to send in the order at 10 in the morning. Is it something like that? Or because I know there's gonna preparation time and everything. We have to give you time to get everything, all the ingredients and everything.
Yes.
So you have to cook it, and then now you have to deliver it. Do you deliver it to the door at 6 p.m. and stuff like that?
Yes, as long as the order is made before 10.
All right. Okay, guys, you've heard it. Make the order before 10. How soon can they start ordering?
From 7.
From
today?
Yes.
Definitely.
So today
From
they can.
today,
Okay.
from today, I want to have as many orders on Monday.
All right. So if we have 1,000 orders for, cool, you guys can handle it, right?
Definitely, we've cooked for 1,000 people.
Oh wow!
Yes,
Fantastic.
we're used to big events.
Wow, I'm liking this idea because I think I'm gonna be your number one client. You know, man, it's really hard sometimes. Look, you're overloaded by work. You don't want to leave your computer. You want to win on both sides.
Yes.
You want to do your job, but you want to eat a good meal at the same time. And sometimes you're like, hey, you know, cooking takes time, you know, and some of us are not really good cooks. So I think there is an incredible big market for you, a big gap, and I believe you will become viral. You will become viral. So one of the things probably is, I'm sure our viewers and listeners, that are listening and probably looking, I'm sure this idea is not you're not the first ones that it has occurred to. Yes, but probably you're the first ones to really take it seriously and to make it big. So I believe you will find ways and means to make yourself special so that your competitors cannot get into your space.
Do my best.
So because I'm sure it's really tough out there. Businesses come in, especially with the lockdown time, people just with ideas and stuff like that.
That's true.
Cool. And one amazing incredible question that I can have. This is gonna be a punchline.
Oh my gosh.
Tomorrow is a special day.
Oh.
Is there anything our listeners can expect, if they want to order something for Valentine's, it's, they want to have something special, but they don't want to go out, they want to eat in the house, but they want to maybe something delivered to their house. Is there some sort of special offer?
Ouch.
Maybe even to just our listeners of Agape FM can get something special for us. Yeah.
Ouch, John. Unfortunately, the business opens on Monday.
Alrighty.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so for tomorrow, maybe for the next Valentine's Day, but for this year, we are starting on Monday.
Okay, all right. And so, like, when they make you open from Mondays to Sundays straight through, or you Mondays to Fridays? Monday to Friday. So we can't order for Saturday and Sunday as yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah,
not
you should have that. Not yet, but it's coming.
Yes.
So I believe this is a spectacular idea, and I believe you're going to make it big.
Thank you.
So to our listeners and our viewers, we already have one comment, and this is what the person is saying. I love Ulusu and Isibindi. Will you be putting that on your menu in the future?
Very soon, because I know it's one of the favorites, and people are lazy to cook Ulusu. So we will expand our menu very soon.
Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Let them just watch this space.
Watch this space, guys. Okay.
Yes.
Watch this space, and then one last thing. This is just a usual thing we do. From your experience of how many years, probably like running business and been 17 or so years, I'm sure, quite a number of years. What is that word of wisdom, that you can leave with our listeners and our viewers, that they can ponder, they can think, something that you've learned from experience? Maybe you made a mistake in business before and you're like, I wish someone was, told me this, then I wouldn't have wasted like thousands of rands or a lot of time. If somebody had told me this, my journey would have been much quicker and stuff. What is the one thing you can leave to our listeners?
I wish I can come up with something big, but what comes to mind is that don't be scared to start. Our people are so scared to start. They will have the idea year after year, but you will never do something about it. If God gives you that idea, do it. Do it. Because I think I've delayed myself in a number of things because we are too scared. Somebody once said to me, another businessman, he said that in business, if something that you are doing fails, don't be scared. Don't be scared to, if you have to phase it out, don't be scared to do that and come up with something new. We are too scared to start.
Sure.
And we are too scared to let go. At times we get stuck with something that is no longer working. You don't have to be married to it. If it's no longer working or relevant. So if you've got a new idea, go for it.
Cool. You've heard it, guys. Go for it, okay? Go for it. Just do it.
Yes.
Don't be afraid.
Yes.
So that is from Zimkita Sherley Sodladla, a wife, a mother, a businesswoman, and an amazing contributor to goodness in Port Elizabeth. A lot of respect both to her and her husband. Amazing men and women of God. Great examples, to make us role models and to follow their path. So we promise you, we always bring good news your ways. And the good thing about us is our videos remain on Facebook. We don't delete them. So you can always go there and view them over and over again. And also our interviews are recorded, both audio and video. So you can go to our website, agapeonlineradio.com, go to the podcast section and scroll all the way down. Should be on our last page, the 6th page. We've got a lot of people that we've interviewed. Okay. So go to the 6th page and you'll find a slot for Zimkita Sodladla. Download the podcast, listen to it day in, day out. There's a lot of wisdom that has been spoken here. So thank you so much for coming. God bless you, and we wish you very well.
Thank you.
Cool. So we're going to listen to Jesus Culture, of course, one of our amazing bands. Amen and amen.